Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get started. We may have a few more join. However, we appreciate everyone's time. I know everyone has a lot going on. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As always, this is going to be recorded and distributed and posted, so it will be available after. Again, thank you for joining. We are always excited to announce a new feature on the Gateway. This one is particularly exciting because it's something that many merchants are after, and that is an easy way to invoice their customers. So invoicing is now live in the Gateway. So that is what we will be going over today. We will most likely keep all lines muted throughout the quick demo. And then of course, Q&A will be open. So feel free to pop any questions in there. As always, feel free to follow up after with myself. This is Brooke Henry with Iroquois. And with that, I will hand it over to Alistair Miller, who will be showing us the new invoicing piece that is ready to go.
Thanks, Brooke. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to show you the invoicing tool. This is something we've been working on for several months now. As Brooke mentioned, it's something we just recently released. So excited to show this to you. Keep in mind that we do record these presentations. In the past, we've gone over the hosted payment pages, surcharging, cash discount, subscriptions, merchant setup, and so on. This is one other piece that will be recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as a merchant and show you what they would see from their view when it comes to invoicing. So the merchant here is Bill's Tire Barn. As a reminder, when they log in, the first thing they're going to see is their open batch information. So today, Bill's Tire Barn has run one transaction for a total of $104. Down below that, you have all of your transaction information. So your graph for month to date, previous month, year-to-date activity, and then a visual for recent batches. So this is batch 141 settled on 12/8. Transaction detail below that for that specific batch, and then you can access your recent transactions for the month as well. If you ever wanted to edit or view a transaction, you can click on it. Current batch you can void. If it's already settled, you can refund it or add to vault or create a subscription, email, or print. So now I'm going to show you our invoicing tool. This solution actually has several features tied to it. One being the products and categories section. So a category is just a high level item that a specific product can be tied to. It's almost like a, say if you have inventory, you have shirts, you might have small, medium, and large, but they're going to be tied to that specific product being the specific brand of shirts or more high level. Each category will have its own unique ID, a category name, which you would name it, and then you can see when it was created. In order to add a category, you can name it whatever you would like. So I'll call this one, let's see here, we'll call this wheels. So now that I have saved that, it's been added to my categories page, and it allows me to go to my products now. Here's all the products that I've created for Bill's Tire Barn. I can add a new product. So as I mentioned, we created wheels. So we'll call this 24-inch chrome wheels. Category, I'm going to tie it to the actual category of wheels. So Titans Chrome Wheel Co. That's who I got them from. Cost is $450. I'm going to create a SKU for it. And then there's various units that you can add per that product. So I'll just say each. You have the ability to add a picture if you'd like for that specific product. That way you have a visual as to what it looks like. Now that I've added that, it has gone to my products page along with the 26-inch tire. I added hourly labor charge, bolts, and then once again, chrome wheels. Each product will have its own unique ID as well, along with the SKU that we created. This is where I could edit it, make any changes to it at any time. So now that I have done that, I can go into my invoicing page. So this, if you will, is the invoicing dashboard. This allows me to create invoices, allows me to have an overview of all of my existing invoices that I've created. It allows me to edit invoices or pay an invoice on behalf of one of my clients if need be. Each invoice will have its own unique invoice number, their status, so whether it's simply in edit mode, or if it's been sent, or if it's been paid, or if it's past due, all of that would update in real time as it goes through those stages. You have who you charged, the date it was issued, the due date, amount paid, and then amount due. So you can create an option for the client to collect partial payment if need be. And then we'll go through these specific actions in detail. We have the ability to edit an invoice, pay on behalf of one of the clients. You can resend the invoice. You can download as a PDF or close it. As we've shown you all in previous presentations, all reports that we have can be exported as a CSV file. So if the merchant did want to export their list of invoices for any time period, they could do so. But they can also filter for various statuses right here. So I am going to create a new invoice for Bill's Tire Barn. So top left-hand corner, you have the logo, which can be created in the settings. You're going to have all their company information and then the contact information down below that. Issue date, which is today's date, 12/15. The merchant can select a due date. So I'm going to say due by 12/31. We automatically generate an invoice through our system. However, the merchant does have the ability to create their own invoice number if they would like. So bill 2, we'll say Iroquois Merchant Services, Alistair Miller. Spell Nashville, excuse me. All right, so you all saw us create the products and categories. Now I can quickly add them to the invoice through our autofill feature. So I'm going to type in 26-inch tire, autofills that line. I'm going to create another line, 24-inch chrome wheels. We'll just say bolts, that's another product we created, and then an hourly labor charge right here. As you can see, you have the product, the description that I created, the unit cost, quantity is going to be an open field because the merchant will need to put in the quantity, so it'll auto-populate the line total, and then the units. Any of this information can be changed on the fly if need be. So I'll go ahead and put in the quantities. And as you can see, it auto-populates or auto-adds the amount due, not only at the very top, as well as the subtotal and total. If I wanted to create an additional line item, I could do so here. And on the fly, say, added service, added work for the weekend, unit cost $500, one, and then I'll say hourly. You can create a discount. So if I want to add, say, a 10% discount, I could do so here. Add tax. And then shipping, if need be. I'll go ahead and create shipping anyways, even though there probably would not be any products being shipped here. Say $25. At that point, it'll auto compute all of that information, and the calculations are going to show in different spots. Additional comments, the merchant can put whatever they would like. So please pay ASAP. And then since our merchant gateway solution allows for multiple processors tied to each gateway account. The merchant has the ability to select the processor they want it to go through. Here we put the processor name, but they could have 5 Elevon accounts and name them Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Tri-City. And then that way it'll route that payment through the merchant ID tied to that location. So here I'm selecting Elevon. And then if they have ACH, I could enable that piece as well. Now that I've created the invoice and it's exactly how I want it to be set up, I'll hit save and send, and it's going to automatically send that invoice to the consumer. It takes me back to the Invoice Dashboard, and you'll see right here, here's the 2 invoices I created. This is the most recent one for $3,900. If I need to make any edits or changes, I could do so here. Say I want to change that quantity to 2. At that point, I'll update it, or I can update and send that to the consumer. At this point, they would receive an email, which would look like this, saying the invoice number, who it's from. So here, this is from Bill's Tire Barn, the due date, and then gives the consumer the ability to pay invoice as well as view it as a PDF. So here's a breakdown of one of the invoices that I created earlier today. Has all the business information, the due date, data is created, who they're charging, as well as any of the other line items right here in comments. These PDFs can be downloaded and emailed to anybody, as well as printed if need be. If the merchant, if the consumer wants to go ahead and pay that invoice, they can select pay invoice. It's not going to show in this test environment, but I'll show you the page that it would look like from their view right now. So if they selected pay invoice, this is the screen that they would see to make that payment. So the invoice number, the due date, it automatically fills in the billing information. However, the consumer has the ability to change any of this information on the fly if they wanted to. So we'll call this gmail.com, and then gives them the ability to pay credit card or ACH. As we've previously mentioned, surcharging is a solution that we do offer. So surcharging does talk to our invoicing solution. So if the merchant wanted to pass on a fee up to 4%, they could. There'd be some verbiage in here simply stating that in order to offset any cost for credit card acceptance, there will be a, say, 4% fee passed along for credit cards. However, there would not be a fee for debit cards. So here I do have partial payment enabled. So I can say I want to pay $2,000, select the reCAPTCHA tool, and then as long as I put in my billing information, submit payment at that point. Once that payment's complete, it's going to update this dashboard with the amount paid versus the amount due. If paid in full, it would show the full amount paid here, and it would equal the same amount as amount due. So now I've shown you the edit page, the pay page. This allows you to quickly resend an invoice to somebody, say they accidentally deleted it or they for some reason never received it. You can quickly resend it to them, or you could edit the email address you want to go through or to and send that. The merchant does have the ability to download it as a PDF as well, and then they can also close the invoice. So say for any reason it's no longer valid, I'm going to close it, yes, and then it falls off at that point. Once any invoice has been paid, not only will it update this screen, but it's also going to update the merchant's dashboard as well as email them, letting them know that the invoice has been completed. A few extra features that we are currently working on now are auto reminders for invoices that will be due, say, within a certain time. Say you want to say this, I want to send a reminder for any invoices that are due in 5 days. It'll automatically send a notification to the consumer, letting them know that an invoice is due in 5 days. On the other side of things, you can have an auto reminder for past due emails. So that's a feature that we'll be releasing in the next week or so. We're also working on a Rolodex feature to where whenever you're building an invoice, there'll be a plus sign right here. And as long as that business or customer information is in the system through the vault, you can search for that customer, select them, and it'll automatically fill this information just as a way to create an invoice even faster. We put a few of our merchants to the test on this. They were able to create invoices within a minute, which is much quicker than other solutions that we have seen in the past. We're excited about this. This is phase one. It's only going to get stronger. So that is our invoicing tool. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you? Well, as we're waiting on any questions, we'll say this is something that you can already set up your merchants with. You'll have your buy rates built into your affiliate dashboard. So that'll already be there, and you can start boarding them immediately with this solution. But should you all have any questions outside of today's presentation, please do not hesitate to reach out to Brooke or myself, and we will be more than happy to answer those questions.
Thanks, Alistair. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This was a great overview. Of course, there's always an opportunity to take a deep dive. If you guys are, several of you are already using it, we'll begin to use the invoicing feature. We have several that have attended lots of webinars with us and maybe haven't boarded any merchants yet. So please let us know what we can do to help get you going here. And as always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and we will be in touch with you all soon. Thanks, and have a great day.
Thank you, everybody.